Okay, so let's see here. We're kind of getting the end of this area. Kind of getting close to the ending of this game, actually. At least, a few endings actually we can get. What did we get last time? I think we got a key, right? I don't know if I looked at it already. Is it even in my inventory? I don't even know. I think it says right here. An ancient key with decorations all around it. The key is set to open the King's Passage in Central Square. Right. So we got it from that, like, I don't know what we call it, like a temple or like building, palace, I guess. I guess it's a palace. So we got that last time, and that's great and all, because now we can use that key in the past, I believe. But before we do that, actually, as our, buddy Tim, the zombie, who I don't know how long he's gonna last, before we do that, I actually want to explore the area a bit more. Let me use this. There's a few... Well, I was gonna say a few things. There's like one thing we could do, I think, we haven't done yet. It's completely optional, really. But we might as well explore it. Just, for completion's sake. Oh, I didn't mean to get into battle with you. This creepy little thing. Harvest Man. We're just gonna murder it. Hopefully with no trouble. I mean, this thing does have an instant kill move, I believe. Which is one of the things that was censored in the mod, Okay, it's dead. Oh, stone. It's been a while, actually, in terms of the gap in recording, so I don't really remember everything. I was just thinking, should I use a soulstone? I don't remember. If I already got all the skills that I needed. I could get more skills if I wanted to, but I don't know if I need to necessarily. So we're gonna go down this way. All the way down here. I think we briefly saw it before. There's like a little puzzle, actually, in this tomb, near the entrance to the city. Which I didn't really explore. I was thinking, like, we might not need to do it, but, might as well. It's, again, completely optional, kind of like a side objective, really. But why not? So there's like this little puzzle. Let's start over here. I remember getting stuck on these puzzles the first time I did it. I know the solutions now, so I'm kind of cheating, but I did get stuck on this. This one's pretty easy. Okay, I mean, you look at this. Basically, this is like a block puzzle. Helltaker style. You remember Helltaker, the demon girls? Man, people just talk about the fan art and everything. And that's kind of like half the reason why that game was made. But like, I just remember the trauma of like of the block puzzles in that game, especially the the turn limit. It was a very harsh game, actually. It's very difficult. No one talks about that. Anyway, all right. So second, I mean, obviously the first one's pretty easy. What's the second one? Let's see. What was it? So it's like, it's tricky, right? You want to push it here. You don't want to push it up because you can't move up here. This is actually blocked off. But you want to get it on this little space. It's actually kind of hard to tell. You see this space over here that I'm standing on, like over here? It's like slightly brighter than the rest of the squares, so that's where you actually need to put the blocks on. Yeah. So what do I need to do? What was it? I think it was... Yeah, okay. I think you push it up here, and then you go... Right. And Tim is dying, by the way. I don't know. Tim is not long for this role. I mean, Tim is dead. Or Tim is undead, rather. Don't worry. He's fine. Until he's not. But let's see. Alright, so this was the hardest one. I got stuck on this one for the longest time. In this game in particular, you slowly lose your sanity as you waste your time, looking at this thing. Also, do I have any torches left? Around torches. I have one stick left. Amazing. I mean, I guess we don't need to worry about, like, torches, actually. At least in Fear and Hunger mode. I never mentioned it, but in the harder modes, Terror and Starvation, and, aptly named Hard mode, torches are actually important. Once you run out of torches, you are completely left in the dark. You can't actually see anything. Not in Fear and Hunger, though. This is like a default difficulty. It doesn't punish you that hard. But I tried all the other modes as well. And maybe, I'll probably do some playthroughs of hard mode, but again, I guess we'll see. I'm not sure yet. So yeah, this is why I got stuck on for so long. I think what you need to do, if I remember correctly, I don't know. I imagine there's not multiple solutions. I think this is the only solution I can think of. But yeah, all you had to do is just do this. You know? I didn't think of it. I thought it was gonna be some complicated, like, you know, pattern or something. But oh, Tim is dead. Okay, well, don't worry about it. May he rest in peace. Oh, did I soft lock myself? I can't push this thing anymore because Tim died there. What the heck? What do you mean? I soft locked it. Great. Amazing. Cool. Hold on. Let me just reload, I guess. It's not too bad. I can just simply reload, but I guess don't soft lock there, because if you soft lock, or if Tim dies there, then you can't move the blocks. Alright, so we're back here. Let's do it again. Okay, so what we need to do, I believe, is push it over here. So push this thing over here. Something again I didn't realize. Then do that. Then push it over here. I'm gonna do it faster this time. I could just dismiss Tim at the moment, but let me just do this quick. No, so not to worry about it. Here, do this. Yeah, again, this part of the puzzle definitely got me stuck on for so long, because I didn't realize you could just do this. I guess it seems so simple in hindsight, but I thought it's something convoluted. Like you gotta push like one thing over there on the left and something on the right and up and down. You know, you gotta move all the pieces different ways. But all you had to do is just do that and then push it up. Bam, easy. So just stack it up, basically. You know, it's like, what? Was that easy? Anyway. And hopefully Tim doesn't die at a bad spot this time. Alright, so, you know, this just unlocks this place. Not much is this thing, by the way, which I don't know what it says. It says, an old god rests here. You can use necromancy on the old god. Sure. Necromancy was successful. I guess we don't see it, but I think what that does, I actually don't know. I've never actually seen this, and I think it's censored as well, but I think that simply makes his penis erect. I think that's what it does. I read that somewhere, I think. I don't know. It's just silly. But I think this is, I mean, it's Almir, right? Because we saw that statue in the courtyard, I believe. The hidden courtyard. You know, the rabbit people. I guess having a fun time doing a culling session. Remember, there's that statue doing a T-pose, and I think that confirms this is Almir. I guess Almir's corpse is here. Fun. He's just here. Go over here. Not much here, actually. There's some scrolls we can get. Why not? Toss the coin. I don't know if I need anything at this point. I think I'm pretty OP at this point, especially on just normal difficulty. I think I'm pretty strong already. Oh, and Tim died. Alright, he died of hunger. You know, it's funny how, I don't know. Apparently when we raise the dead, the ghouls need to eat. But like when they're like running around as enemies, they don't need to eat. You know, isn't that like an unfair thing, actually, when you think about it? I mean, that goes for like every game. Oh, you open this door, and there's jellyfish. I don't know. Let's kill the jellyfish. But isn't that like a thing? Like a lot of games where like the enemies don't need to like worry about fear or hunger. You know, they just get to like wander around for all eternity, doing whatever they want. But we're the ones that actually need to manage those meters. Kind of like in a lot of video games where you're playing like like a first-person shooter, you know, and the enemies just shoot infinite bullets at you. But you need to worry about like ammo, but they don't, you know? Where's the justice? Where's the justice in that? Anyway, just a bunch of jellyfish. I guess let's see. I think I need to manage my stuff. Some moldy bread. Have another file I can use. There's a wine. It's definitely very very convenient. You know, we can just summon food out of thin air. Great. At least as long as you have enough water vials. No wine, here you go. And then feed the party. And I'll just feed it all at the same time someday. I'll need it at the same time. Scroll of Thievery. What does that do? I think that's steal. I think we already have that, right? I I think so. Again, there's a gap in the recording session, so I don't remember everything. But I think we already have steel, right? I remember getting that skill. Because I always get that skill to get extra soul stones from the giant floating head guy. You know, that's what I remember anyway. I guess you can always give the skills to other people. Yeah. You know, it's funny how, yeah, the playable character that I always have always gets all the skills. They just have all the skills. Let's see here. So we go over here. I actually never activate this over here. You look into the green hue. A mysterious being floats from the green depths. I don't know. The lady of the moon rises from the green hue. The flowing being doesn't talk with words, but you hear a gentle female voice echoing inside your head. Oh, weary traveler, you come from afar. So have I. Okay. I imagine. Well, kind of spoilers. I kind of know about this already, but I think you just talk, right? Oh, we can attack. Attack the lady of the moon if you want to. No, I don't just. Well, let's see. I believe you can also talk to the jellyfish. I never actually tried doing that, but if you talk to the jellyfish monsters, the Maniba, I think, they also kind of like talk to you telepathically. I believe. There's a lot of enemies you can talk to actually that give you a bunch of like lore, I guess, and interesting descriptions, but often unless it's a very specific strategy you can use, sometimes it does affect enemies, but most often it doesn't do anything, you know, and that's why I don't use the talk option too much unless I know it's an option I can use. But anyway, but you can try to what's your origin? I come from the green, where you see the world through a green-looking glass, where the older beings originate. Older beings? Old ones, the creators and destroyers of this world. Okay. Yeah, extra turn because I have the thing. Can I talk again? I don't know what to say that. Sometimes the extra turn is glitchy. Well, who are you? I'm a lady of the moon. A mere servant of the moon god. Moon god? Yes, I'm sure you've seen him. Just one glance at the night sky, he's ever looking at you. He is very suspicious of you, of men. I talk again. This Darius has an extra turn, so like, it's wasted. Can you help me? No, I cannot. Not this time. As you do not have anything to help me. All the laws of living depend on the code of exchange. What is it that you want? I will know it when I see it. Farewell, O weird traveler. Okay. So that was a strange encounter. So supposedly, that thing wants something, but we don't have it. You know? As far as I understand it, again, this is spoilers. You know, I don't know. I've been spoiling a few things. But I believe you have to give the girl character to that thing, and that does something, I guess. But I don't know. But you have to, like, give her away, which is, I don't know. I guess if you really just want to sacrifice the girl, you can do that, but I tend not to want to do that. If I'm gonna have the girl character in my party anyways, usually it's for... Well, it's for a reason. I usually don't just trade... I mean, for one, you're like, it's kind of psychopathic, right? I mean, that's what the game's kind of about. Like, you know, you can, like, you know, that's the thing about this game. You know, you can kind of be evil, you know, in a very, like, organic way. It's not like Mass Effect, you know, like BioWare games, or like, you know those games where it's like, oh, you have the good option, and then you have the bad option, or whatever. And then you get bad karma, or good karma, and that's it. In this game, you can do some really cruel things, you know, and there's no, like, karma system or anything. You can just do it. But yeah, I know there's, like, multiple spots in this game where you can just get the girl killed. I think that's one of them. I'm not sure, though. I haven't actually seen what happens exactly. I've just heard about it. But yeah, so that's like a thing. But that's not all, though. So what we want to do... Oh, actually, I don't want to do it here. I went the wrong way, actually. I mean, well, there's a reason why I don't want to go to the present yet from this direction. I actually want to do it in the tomb. You'll see why, I guess. But But yeah. Hello, hello, evil Darkhead, by the way. Playing a little bit of Fear and Hunger. I'm doing a bit of like a side objective at the moment. Part of the reason, actually, kind of like a meta reason, is like I'm just thinking how I'm gonna like time this for the video, you know? Because if you don't know, I chop this up, you know, for like YouTube videos as well. I kind of do both, you know? I don't know if it's like redundant or not. I mean, I've seen other people do it. I think it's okay. I don't know. Is there any like people who find it, who don't like the fact that I chop into videos? But the reason why I do is because on YouTube anyway, you don't want to just like post, you know, you don't want to post like stream VODs, you know? I mean, that's what a lot of people do. They post like a VOD of like several hours on YouTube and nobody watches it, right? They stream on Twitch and they just put the VOD on YouTube and nobody watches it. I mean, it's what I did, right? For the longest time as well. But, you know, I thought that, well, it's better to cut it up, right? Because people, you know, aren't just gonna watch a Twitch VOD of a random person, random. That freaking guy. Oh, monsters. Oh, stop it. Okay, fine. Oh, he walked away. What the heck? I never saw that event before. Hold on. On guard. I use the power of on guard. I kill you. There's a body snatcher. I think we actually fought this guy before. He has a bunch of like, what do you call them? Darts, I guess? Blow darts? Yeah, blow darts. Hopefully get rid of them, if possible. What was I saying? Something about like, yeah, I chop up the VODs and I put them on YouTube. I feel like it's a better, for analytics, you know, for people to find the videos. Because people are less willing to watch something that's like very long and like some random guy, right? So that's why I chop them up. I don't know. I feel like that's what you're supposed to do. What do you have? You have a trench coat and a throwing dart. You know, throwing darts are actually underrated. I never actually use it a lot, but it does give you the poison effect on enemies, which is very powerful. Actually. But you can still find the VODs, by the way, because you know, you can still find the VODs on YouTube because I put them on a playlist. I unlist them, but I put them in the playlist. You can still find them on the channel if you really want to just watch them for hours. Anyway, a jump scare. Maybe there's a few pseudo jump scares in this game. It's not like full on jump scares. It is kind of scary when enemies just kind of randomly pop out of nowhere and kill you. So here we go. So what was I saying? I actually forgot. I lost my train of thought. But basically, yeah, we came back here. Same spot, but in a different state. You know, we're in the present time. You notice how the corpse is now a skeleton. You know, a gigantic skeleton lies here. The mere idea of such massive life form sends a shiver down your spine. Very giant. I believe you can go in here. This is the same place actually, so I think there's nothing here. Looted everything. Jellyfish lady. I think. Yeah, there's nothing here. It's just all this pit. We don't want to jump die, I imagine. I imagine if you just jump down, you just die. I've never tried, actually. I have no idea what happens if you jump down, but I imagine you just die. But the reason why we came back here... Oh, there's another one of you. Okay, fine. Die. You know, this time I'm just gonna, like... Hopefully this doesn't... Hopefully it isn't one of those enemies that, like, attacks you as it dies. Because that'd be annoying. Sometimes they do. I don't know. I know the guards do. The guards do, and zombies, and a lot of enemies. It seems like it depends. We came back in the present because there's a chest here, actually. I don't know how you would know this. I guess... I mean, personally, how I found out about this was actually experimenting. So, I guess it was just explore, really. I was just thinking, like, yeah, I'm trying to remember the first time I found this. I was like, you know, well, there's nothing here. What am I supposed to do? And it's kind of like, well, maybe I should like change it to a different time, and then maybe something's different, right? So that's what I was thinking. That's how I found out about that. You know, some things I found out about myself. I did spoil myself on a few things, but some things I did find out on my own. I mean, also things, really. But let's see. Old passage key. I think that's what we got. So an ancient key with decorations all around it. The key is said to open the old passageway in downtown. So remember, there's a downtown in the city of Mahabra as well. I think we've been there. In fact, I think that's where we crashed the first time. Because of that mod, you know, I mentioned before. I actually contacted the modder, I think, and they actually did fix it, actually, so that's nice. Alright, So we're in downtown, actually pretty close to the Endless Tower, and there's like this thing we haven't explored yet, so let's go in here. Here, there's a door. Let's go on the left first, because I think there's something here. There's a lucky coin. There's a lucky coin. A bunch of cages as well. Isn't that ominous? Look at this door. Ancient doors are sealed tightly. You know, if you've been here before without the key, you just investigated. It just says the door carvings seem alien to you. They are made by an unknown civilization. There are, however, some relatively fresh markings here too, made most likely by some tomb raiders that delve too deep. The fresh markings talk something about the old passage. Okay, so I guess that's the only hint you would get. You know, in where you would use the old passage key. Well, we already have it, so let's get in here. Let's file. Well, let's get more stuff. The ladders are broken. You could jump down from here, but there would be no climbing back. You know, I feel like in every other game, you know, this wouldn't be a big deal. Like, oh no, you get stuck here for a little bit, that's fine, right? But like, in this game, there are multiple instances where you would actually get stuck in an area and there'll be no way out. You know, in every other game, there'd be like actual game design, right? Where like, it wouldn't soft lock the player. But this game, I don't know, would you trust that? Because you can't trust anything in this game. But we're gonna jump down anyway. I mean, where else are we gonna go? Continue onwards. Cages. Also this thing. A depraved blue demon has partly eroded into dust in the passage of time. The remains are ancient and there's no life lingering in this beast. You could scoop some of the dust with you. Alright, let's take some. Let's take some blue demon powder. I mean, we can look at it real quick. Blue demon powder. Powder remains of blue demon. Found in City of the Gods. I don't know what the lore on this thing is, but well, I don't know. It's just a blue demon. Don't worry about it. It's a random blue demon. It's dead. Vial. Yeah. I believe the blue demon powder. I think it's cocaine. You know, I think it's implied to be some kind of like drug for some reason. But it restores your mind. You know, again, just drugs, just hard drugs and alcohol. And that's how you restore your sanity in this game. Juice, pipe. You know, it's funny how we get like multiple pipes. I feel like I don't know. Maybe it's intended, but like I feel like I wish sometimes if you don't need multiples of an item that you don't get it, right? Because as far as I know, you don't consume a pipe. If I remember correctly, I could be wrong, but one pipe is all you need, really, to like consume tobacco and opium. You don't really need more than one pipe, so it's just kind of useless when you get like multiple pipes. You know, it's just sometimes you get just useless items. I guess it's just RPG. You know what? I like. Oh damn! I mean that. Yeah, whatever. That's fine. I should have I got rid of his dagger actually. Ow. Alright, well, whatever. Should probably just go for his body the first time. I don't know why I was attacking his arms. I was just scared of his arms, you know? Let's kill him. French bill and throwing dart. Actually, we got hit like very slightly. So might as well use healing whispers, I think. Whispers. And wine. Where are you, wine? Doris needs her wine. Okay, I wish the items was sorted better because I always lose track of where everything is. Does everyone need a little bit of ale? Yes, so. I'll use the items. When am I gonna use it anyway? You know. Back. I feel like I mispronounced Tobacco. It's tobacco, right? Did I say like tobacco or something? Tobacco? Tobacco? I don't know. Tobacco. It's pronounced tobacco, you know, like a sheep. Tobacco. Helmet. Alright. Let's go over here. And let's see. Yeah, so there's this guy over here. An intimidating figurine is looking at the horizon, out into the darkness. The king. He has not come. I do not think he is coming. Alright. The old guardian challenges you to a duel. I think we saw this guy before, actually, in the past. So he was just standing here this entire time. Also, his limbs got cut off. I'm not sure why that happens, to be honest. I have no idea. This has actually happened before. Same thing with the other fight. I think I mentioned before, the figurine that was protecting the main area, the central square. You know, once you collect all the souls and everything, he challenges you and everything. That also happens sometimes. I do wonder. It's never been. I don't know if it's a bug or not, because you know this game is sometimes a little buggy, and also because of the mods as well, which I don't know why it affects certain things, but it does sometimes, I guess. But I've noticed that happens sometimes, and I wonder if it's because if it's intentional. Because if it was intentional, it'd be kind of cool actually. Because one of the reasons it was mentioned, I think, when you read Valtier's books in the Grand Library, it mentions how figurines are immortal, right? These artificial humanoids are basically immortal, other than their physical parts breaking down from the passage of time. So I wonder, like, if you take too long, you know, do these guys eventually? That's why their limbs get like cut off, because you take too long to get to them, and that's why they eventually like break down. That'd be kind of cool for like a in-game lore reason. But it could also be a bug. I don't know. I have no idea. But yeah, but usually this guy has 2 arms, but they just kind of disappear. I don't know why that happens. It doesn't always happen, you know. I remember in some of my previous playthroughs that doesn't happen. I don't know. Again, it could be like a bug, or it could be like an actual thing. Anyway, it looks like actually only his left leg and his torso. So, I don't know, just get rid of his leg and then just freaking go to town on him. I mean, we're like way too powerful at this point, especially for that crit. He's dead. Oh. There's a soul stone here. I believe he does have eating, so why not? Grab that, and among the remains, you take a piece of the old guardian's red scarf as a symbol that you really did defeat him. Let's see. I believe his soul is the old guardian's soul. It has a glimpse of the determination the guardian had, and it prevents you from dying. Yeah, that's a misnomer. I feel like it just prevents you from dying, just in general. Like you just never die. I believe it's more like you don't die from like 1 hit. I guess like you survive 1 hit or 1 HP if you get lethal damage. But otherwise, that's it. Only does it once. Alright, I'm gonna go down here. Potions, light blue bottle. Another lore book that I think we already have. Purple vial. An explosive vial. I believe that's always an explosive vial. The reason being is that you need to actually get rid of this. A hallways collapser. The explosive vial. There you go. So that puts you back here, and if you recognize it, I think we're at the entrance to Mahabharata. So, you know, just a little side area, I guess. Not too important. I believe there's like one thing, actually. Well, actually, can't remember. Actually, there was one thing, actually, that is hidden in there. It's not very important for this playthrough, I guess. But it is a possibility. Let's see. Where was it? I actually forgot. But it's in relation to... Let's see. Map number 3. So it's in relation to this. I guess I don't know how you would read this, but like I guess this is in reference to the endless tower, right? There's like a tower we were at, and like apparently somewhere here, and gotta look at this thing that looks like a penis, to be honest. I don't know. It's very phallic. I'm surprised that that's not censored, I guess. Well, it doesn't need to be censored. You know, it doesn't have to be penis. It's just a weird horn looking thing. Anyway. But it's just this, and then you're supposed to go down from this. Like south from this symbol. I guess. Which I looked for it for a while, but I didn't see anything. But I think it's like... Technically, you know, something I hadn't realized actually. In fact, I only realized it very recently. As well. I believe this is the same area. Yeah, so this is the same area we were in before, actually. When you use the passages of Mahabharata to teleport, right? With that book that we used to get the blue sin, it actually teleports you here in the past. So that's something I actually did not realize until very recent. So it's kind of like, yeah, I think in the past you would see the murals. It says here, the murals depicting ancient kings offering gifts to older gods. So it's covered in vines, but you actually see it in the past, I think. I don't know, is it in here? I can't remember where it was. I think. Is it this one, maybe? Murals. We'll go from here, maybe? Oh, here you go. Okay, it's over here. You can take the ground. And you find the king's crown. Hooray! So yeah, so the way I think the puzzle is supposed to be solved, and it's kind of very obtuse in the first place, but yeah. If you use the passage of Mahabharata, you would see the symbol here. It would be the same symbol that appears on the map over here, right? But you can only see it in the past, and you can only get the actual treasure in the present. Very confusing. I guess that's how he would figure it out. I guess we also get a crown. A golden crown that's decorated with emerald details. It must be worth fortunes. Well, you can't really sell it anywhere. You know, unlike a typical RPG, you can just simply sell it to a random shopkeeper. You can't actually do that here. In fact, I think that item is useless in this playthrough. I think it's related to something else. Like, you know, a different thing, but at least for the typical player, really, it's not really all that useful. But hey, got that in our pockets, I guess. There you go. I think that's it. That's all for like the little like side objective that we could do in the City of Gods. There you go. I think we explored every square inch of this place. So let's move on. There might be like one more thing I kind of want to do in case we have time. I think we do. You know, since I'm here, you can use necromancy on this skeleton. Why not? So you can use it on ghouls, you can also use it on skeleton. That's what makes necromancy pretty good, especially early on. Necromancy was successful. Give a new skeleton to your... or give a name to skeletons. I don't know. You know what? It's a girl skeleton. I don't know. Wendy. We have a new skeleton friend. Wendy doesn't seem to remember anything about its past life, but it doesn't seem to care. It's Wendy, the skeleton. Can I, like, interact with the skeleton, actually? Let's see. Fuck. Ack. You make no sense of Wendy. Skeletons truly are full of mystery and malice. Let's continue, Wendy. And the good thing about the skeleton is that they don't need to eat. So that's great. Unlike the zombie people. And they can also equip stuff. You know what? Have this cursed weapon real quick. That's fine, right? That. Might as well, I guess, put on the stone crown. Got the red scarf as well. I guess might as well put that on. And for accessories, oh, I don't know. I guess. Well, you don't want to lose your arms, I guess. So put that on. Yeah, that's the nice thing about skeletons. You can equip them with stuff. So it's basically like a free party member. The only downside is that you can't control their actions. So they just act randomly. But it's nice, kind of like a meat shield. Alright, so, you know, the reason why I went back down here, by the way, just randomly, because I actually want to, like, I want to, like, you know, since, you know, we're here, I want to, like, vanquish all the evils in these dungeons. There's one evil that has been stalking us this entire time. I think, again, as far as I know, they stopped trying to, like, chasing you once you go to the city of Mahabharata. But you can still activate them by trying to sleep on this bed. think we did this the very first time, actually. And here you go. It's Crow Mauler. Let's get revenge on Crow Mauler, you know, since we're here. Since we're here. Let's see. Crow Mauler can still suck a little because they can still do some stuff. And obviously they have the peck move. Oh, my mine is very low. I didn't realize that. Oh well, whatever. Let me just, you know, just in case, I'm gonna use a red vial on his face. I think I mentioned it earlier, but I don't know if the game ever explains it, but the red vial actually blinds Crow Mauler, which effectively only makes it so it doesn't use the peck move anymore, right? Or at least it doesn't hit with it anymore, I believe. I think that's the only effect. You know, you would think it would miss everything, you know, if you blind it, but I think it only affects the peck. Alright, so next thing we do, I don't know, should we just go for the kill? Sure, why not? We're just gonna go for the kill. Let's see if it works. Ah, well, we missed. That's not great. Right, the Maul. Got Maul Ragnadir. He already has broken bones, so you can't break them, you know, any further. That's fine. And it's dead. You know, if you can just burst it down, especially with the really high damaging weapons, it's actually pretty simple. It's just the peck move that's like really scary. And the Maul move is like somewhat bad. Again, the Maul, the broken bones status effect, it's not really that bad to be honest. Anyway, well, we took him down, and you wonder who he was, by the way. There's actually a bit of lore. I don't have all the stuff, but if you remember, I actually did read Captain's Diary 1. There's actually Captain's Diary 2. I guess we'll read it real quick. There's not like a direct relation, but let's just read it real quick. Let's see. It says here, Captain Rudimir. 30th of April, 1590. It was a mistake to take this position in these dungeons. It's next to impossible to keep any kind of order among troops here. There are powers at play here that we as mere mortals cannot fight against. I've come to accept the madness. A naked prisoner crucified on a sacrificial statue with his guts hanging out. Just another day in the dungeons. More and more troops committing suicide every day. More food for those left. Orders to let some cultists do their wicked rituals here. Anything goes. All the gore and macabre scenery has become trivial to me. The high priest demanded that we give them our prized prisoner, the captain of the mercenary army, the guard of the Midnight Sun. I hesitated at first, after all his work and propaganda alone cannot be underestimated, but those priests somehow convinced higher-ups of their ways. The guard was transferred to lower levels, below the mines. I have no idea what is the purpose behind this. Nothing good can come out of it, but orders are orders. I feel bad for the poor man. It's obvious the Kingdom of Dawns backstabbed him, just because he was gaining influence at such a rapid rate. And now his story ends here, defiled in some unholy practices. Well, we did save him, actually, so that's a bit of like explanation where Lagarde went and everything. So why did I read that? Well, I don't know, like it's hard to like explain it, because I feel like I don't have all the lore items necessary to really like, you know, just kind of like prove this, but I believe Captain Rudimir was actually the Crow Mauler. I think there's some other diaries. I don't know where to actually find the other diaries. I know number 1 and 2 are guaranteed. I don't know if the other ones are from random loot or not. I have actually never seen them in the game. But I do believe they kind of detail what happens to Captain Rudimir, and Captain Rudimir eventually succumbs to the dungeons and becomes the Crow Mauler that we know and love. There you go. That's just a little explanation where the Crow Mauler comes from. Kind of interesting. We can grab Crow Mauler is actually the key, the Crow Emblem key, which is actually goes to the door that you get the miasma weapon from, which we already broke down, so we actually don't need that, you know. And I guess we can take the soul stone, why not, just for fun. He has a unique soul as well. I believe it just increases attack power, I think. Yeah, increases strength for whoever holds it. Which is not really a big deal, I feel like. Attack power is not that great. It's better to have defensive items rather than like offensive items, I feel like, most of the time. There you go. Just a small thing I want to do. And if you kill Crow Mauler early, which is very kind of a hard thing to do, but if you kill him early, then it just guarantees his pet now. So you can just save his pet forever. That's cool. So I guess I don't need it right now. But, you know, it's a thing you do. Sure, let's see. Hello, Alia Nick. Am I playing on Fear and Hunger or Terror Starvation? Right now I'm playing on default difficulty, as you can tell. I mean, you can tell because I don't have a torch on, basically. I feel like. In Terror Starvation mode, when you don't have a torch, everything is pitch black, for the most part. I've been considering playing on hard mode actually, but we might do that later. No promises, but I've been thinking of, doing that too. But before we, get ahead of ourselves, I actually want to get all the endings in the normal play. So, let's continue on. I guess we have to go back to the city. What's the fastest way? I don't know. From here, I guess. Let's see. Something I learned, actually. I believe you can go... there's always new things to learn about this game, by the way. This is something I learned just by watching some other people play the game, to be honest. But I believe... assuming the door is open. There you go. You go here, and you climb here, I believe. This is actually a shortcut. I never knew you could just climb the bodies, by the way. I don't know. You wouldn't think to do that, I feel like. But you can just climb the bodies and then go over here. So that's actually a shortcut. I never realized that. Like, what the heck? You can just do that? The bodies don't look, it doesn't look like you could like just jump from there, You would think it'd be like kind of squishy and you wouldn't be able to climb up, but you can. Alrighty, so let's go back to, let's go back to that central square and kind of like fight the final boss in this area. Which is actually, there's a very easy way to cheese him, actually. Kind of like Gwyn in Dark Souls. But maybe, because we're so powerful anyway, maybe I'll just not cheese him. I don't know. I feel like it'd be too easy, I feel like. But there's a very easy method to actually killing the final boss in this area. Which, again, I don't know if it's intended or not. You can kind of stun lock, basically. Maybe I'll do it once, just to show it. Alright, so we're back here. I think it's time to end this, Let's finish up the city of Mahabra. We got all the souls that we need. We got the key. We just need to enter the door with the King's Passage key. Let's go in here. What ending am I doing? I'm gonna try to do all the endings, actually, at least. Well, at least endings for this different game. There's special endings we can get in different modes, but we'll see about that. And you want to see the cheese? Okay, if you're asking, all right, I'll show the cheese. I mean, it's pretty simple, but let's see. Yeah, we could go in here. So obviously, this is in the past. All the mechanisms are working, by the way. It's an instant kill, by the way, if you touch the fire. So you can never catch a break in this game. You touch the fire, you instantly die. I mean, it's not that bad, but like, I don't know, if you're not paying attention, you're just walking, you get burned to a crisp. It's happened to me once. It's not great. Anyway, go in here. Everything is so, everything is lit up. It's great. Let's go. So this is our final party for now. It'll be Lagarde, Ragnavir, and Wendy, the skeleton, by the way. It's Wendy. Alright. You see Francois, which I still don't know how to pronounce. Francois. I'm gonna say a hard C. I'm not sure if it's a hard C or not. It could be like a soft C. I'm not sure. I'm gonna stick with my pronunciation, even though it's wrong. But you see Francois, the dominating one, sitting on the throne. He sneers as if he despises your very existence. Suddenly, you feel like a lesser being. So, you're finally here. You think you can overthrow my absolute dominance? Ha! We'll see about that. Alright, here you go. The dominating one. Which again, I don't know if I explained the lore. I mean, you see the lore, again, the lore is all scattered around the game. So you never actually see all the lore in one playthrough. But basically, yeah. There was the Tormented one, the Enlightened one, the Endless one. So those are all the three bosses that were in this area. Well, technically, the Endless one, we don't really fight her directly. We fight the Granny, boss instead, in the Dream World. But there's also the Dominating one. So that's the 4 souls that represent the new god. Now, if you remember, actually, something I didn't realize. Actually, I didn't mention it, but I believe you do see them as like statues when you enter the entrance, the very beginning of the dungeon. You actually see them just around, so they represent kind of like the new god, new quote unquote. Here you go, and this is kind of like the leader in a way. He's kind of like the conquistador kind of fellow. He has the sword. He has like the pinky yellow hand, I guess. And well, I guess we'll see. Let's see. You know, I remember the first time I fought him. I mean, so it was pretty simple, but what you can do as well, and pick someone asked, but like you can actually cheese him a little bit. I'm only gonna do this once, but you can actually talk to him. So let's talk. Let's say hi. In fact, I'm gonna like, I don't know, just for fun. I'm just gonna like guard. You can talk to him. One of the reasons because if you remember in the present time, you actually talk to an older version of him, really long beard, I think. One of the hints he mentions is that he says that he was a cocky one. So what you need to do is actually, you know, kind of like damage his ego a little bit and say like, well, prepare to die like a worm. I'm past life and death. I'm closer to the gods than anyone has ever been. Well, this is as close as you get. This is the end for you. Yeah, say that. I think you say either. You say the other one too. Ha! This is the end, huh? Not in a million years. I recognize a weasel when I see one. You got no spine. You got no balls. Well, actually, Doris, that's true. But anyway, you know, for her, you're nothing to me. You'll just be an extension of my domination once I bend over your dead torso. That's kind of gross. Well, here you say, you're nothing but a puppet in the greater scheme of things. You know, that's what his older self said as well. Something about like being a puppet. You say this. A puppet. A puppet of whom? Do you see strings attached to my arms? Do you see a puppeteer somewhere? There's no one but me left. Well, who is it that puppeteers me? Why don't you reveal this secret knowledge of yours? Oh, how little you really know. What? Bah! You know nothing! You think I fall for your pesky lies? Francois seems to be in an agitated state of mind. Oh, the skeleton attacks anyway. I don't control the skeleton. You still haven't said it. I'm really curious on who exactly you think controls me. Please do humor me with your ridiculous claims. Right. So basically what that does, it makes him skip a turn. You know, he's like, you talk to him, he's like, he's very arrogant. So it's like, oh, well, why don't you tell me then? You know, he doesn't do anything because he's too distracted and angry. So, yeah. That's basically it. And you can just do that a million times and he never attacks. So, that's basically what happens. So I'm not gonna, you know, I mean, you can do it. It's not really exploring anything, but that makes the fight too easy, I feel like. So I'm just gonna fight this properly. I just remember the first time I fought this guy, actually, I think I did, you know, basically the right thing. I mean, other than cheesing him. What I usually want to do is actually get rid of his limbs. So I'll get rid of his sword arm in particular, because that can, like, cut off limbs, obviously. And let's see, Ragnar's attack his left arm. I think his other arm shoots fire, basically. So you want to get rid of that, too. Go, skeleton. Go. I'm still waiting. Who do you think is above me? Why won't you answer me? I can cut off your arms, though. Bye, arms. Alright. And now I just go for a torso. There's actually a trick to this guy, which I did not realize, to be honest. Which I don't know. I want to end this fight, but I guess there's a trick to this guy where... well, let's see. These are the visions of true Mahabharata. I've seen them, which means they exist. I must be close to them. Just 100 years or so and I'll ascend truly. I can't be stopped now. Yeah, he turns into a golden statue. He has one leg. But there's a trick to him. So basically, the trick, which... I mean, I kind of don't want to like extend this fight, so I'm not going to do it. But the trick to him is that his head is, I think, immortal. So normally you would think, right? Because a lot of enemies... I think Sir Seymour, actually, an NPC we briefly saw, mentions this. But like usually for a lot of humanoid enemies, you would cut off the legs, right? If you cut off the legs, then his head would be vulnerable. The game even says it. But if you keep attacking the head, it actually doesn't do anything. Because as it turns out, his head is immortal. So what you need to do really is just attack him normally, really. Which is what I did the first time. It's what I usually do. I don't really attack the head. I don't actually bother with the head strat because it takes too many turns actually, because yeah, there's waste a turn attacking is like that's like 2 turns already, and then so you gotta attack the head, you gotta wait a turn to attack the head. So I never actually do that strategy. So it's funny, like the first time I fought him, I just did it like this. I just cut off his like all his limbs and just attack him directly, and usually isn't too bad. Anyway, he got off like 1 attack. That's funny. Well, there you go. He dies. You've proven your dominance over this old man who desperately tried to keep up with the times. What a boomer. With Francois the dominating falling, the order of the new gods collapses entirely. The remnants of their reign are quickly forgotten. You get domination, so L plus ratio. New gods, more like old gods, which actually they mean something else entirely. He looks pretty easy on Fear and Hunger mode. Yeah, I mean, definitely. It works in every mode, actually. If you really want to cheese him, you can actually just cheese him that way, too. So he's actually, ironically, a very easy boss. At least if you just know that you can just simply distract him every turn. But there we go. Let's see. We didn't take too much damage. I guess we'll heal Darce a little bit. Can I guess? Do I have any blue vials? I have some blue vials. Let's just look at heal. Alright. There you go. I'm trying to think. I guess I'll make a save here. I never actually used the Book of Enlightenment before. I have 2. I think I'll make 1 here, actually. I think it's a good time to use it. Yeah, here. I'm gonna use it here. So, by the way, I think I mentioned before, but you can actually use these Books of Enlightenment to make a quick save. I think the game only gives you, I believe, 2, at least guaranteed anyway. You get more from random loot. But the book radiates light in every corner of the spectrum. You feel like a journey has just begun, as if your whole existence prior to this moment was a dream that you watch from above. You feel a perspective shift in your surroundings, as if everything is shrinking, or perhaps you're ascending higher. You gain a better understanding of yourself. The link between your mind and your body has started its deterioration. Alright, let's make a save. You feel closer to enlightenment. As you finish, the book rumbles to dust, right? So you can only use it once. It's a consumable. Saving is like, again, limited in this game.